All right, man. Welcome to the 290 Mo podcast. I appreciate your time. If you could, introduce yourself to my viewers and listeners.
How you doing? What's the word? My name is Johnny Daniels. I go by Johnny D. I'm the founder, CEO of Initiatingchangeforself, ICFS Consultants.
Okay. That's some big things you got going on. But before we get there, we're gonna start at the top, man. For anybody who don't know you, who might be their first time interacting with you, you know what I'm saying? Let's go into a little bit of your background, where you grew up, how you grew up, and how was that?
Man, I grew up on LeClarenhurst, man. LeClarenhurst, West Side. Ended up going to Foreman, played football there. From there, I ended up going to Purdue, played football there.
That's awesome. Real hoop dreams, you know what I'm saying? So we ain't just gonna gloss over that a little bit. So was football always a love, or when did you get introduced to it, and how did you get introduced to football?
Yeah, football was always my thing for real though. Like football, it really had my mind like focused on something. I had something to occupy my mind on, so I ain't getting in trouble or nothing.
Right.
I was always a little aggressive for real though, so that was like finding an outlet. You feel me? And once I found out I was good at it, I stayed in that lane.
Okay.
So that was just something that worked out.
Was it always football? Cause you big and tall. Mm-hmm. Was it? How did you get introduced to it? Was it a family member playing, or you was like, man, you big as hell, you finna get your ass on that field and take us to the promised land? How did that work out?
I hooped too. I hooped a lot. I followed. Stayed in the tournaments there.
Mm-hmm.
Followed hooping at the parks. It was more so my uncle Hank. He had took me play football or something like that. Cause they played football, so you feel me? I guess it was just something that came natural. So I ended up playing for this team called the Flames, like 5th or 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
First time I get there to the field, like I ain't even get a chance to practice. My first day there, we had a game.
We need you now.
Yeah, and I went off shit, so from there, it's been a wrap. Other than that, I'm like, it's that easy. Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you playing football. Did you have a goal to make football more than it was, or was it just something to release your aggression, something that you was just doing?
Once I found out I was good at it, and like I could just maul motherfuckers without going to jail or whatever. That wasn't never the case. I was still a shorty, but it was just like, I knew I wouldn't get in trouble for doing it. That's just like the nature of it. So it was fun, just that itself. But then once I realized I could do more with it, I just stuck with it for real though. And I'm like, oh, this is it? This is all you gotta do for that? That's all you gotta do for that? So I'm like, oh, okay, I can see myself going far in that.
Okay. Outside of the releasing the aggression and being able to legally hurt people, what's your favorite part about football? What's your favorite thing about football?
Man, like, right now, I say just the structure of it.
Mm-hmm.
The structure, like, and the discipline for real, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's deeper than just what people see, though. It's like the things behind the scenes, though, like getting up at a certain time.
The studying,
you get what I'm saying? Like, being on your P's and Q's, and, like, it teach you how to be a man of your word for real, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a lot of things that help with, like, growth as a person, though, with football. You get what I'm saying?
Accountability.
You get what I'm saying? Then it's like, it gets your skin thick. Like, nobody can tell me something I ain't hear from my coach didn't tell me.
Exactly. Or just from the guys on the field.
That's from the guys. You get what I'm saying? Then it kind of give you like that unity feeling too, though. Like, you going to war. Like, this is literally war. Like, like I always say, you got to be you got to have some type of loose screws for you to just want to go run into somebody for 2 hours straight, though. You know what I'm saying? But it's a fun thing.
And enjoy it, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew kids that just was forced to play football because, you know what I'm saying, they was big, you know what I'm saying? But they ain't have it in them, you know. They was just big for no reason, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely know what that's like. So before we get off the football, when you went to Purdue D1, right? Okay, so how was that experience? A lot of guys don't make it to that level, you know what I'm saying? When you made it to that level, did you expect to get there, or was you like, man, I made it? How was that? What was that experience like?
Man, that's a good question. So when I first got Purdue, that was like my first D1 offer.
Okay.
So the experience itself was brand new. I wasn't prepared for it because ain't nobody before me go to really show me the ropes. Exactly. So it's a lot of things that I wish I would have known. you feel me, that I didn't have. I ain't had the opportunity to know. But I did learn a lot though. I learned that it's a lot of distractions though. There's a lot of distractions. I got exposed to a lot, like just meeting different, like just different people or like different women from like different countries and everything.
That's so surprising to hear from somebody from Chicago being surprised about what they being exposed to. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
All right, so I had a teammate from France. It's just hearing how it is over there. It's like a culture shock for real. It's different. Even so much meeting people from like different states for real though. And sometimes like, you know, when people hear college, they be like, everybody gonna be uppity, but it's different people from different hoods, from different states, and y'all the same, but y'all growing together too. That I met a girl from Russia. I met somebody from Ethiopia. You get what I'm saying? Just different places. They look different. It's like everything is different. So having that exposure, that was something that I was grateful for going into a D1 college. For that, and even so much of like the sports, like you gotta come with it. It's not normal. Like once you get to that, you kind of realize like, all right, I am one of the best out of the best, because this type of stuff, like, that's serious though. Like people live and die for that. Like it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, is Purdue in Indiana?
Purdue in Indiana.
Okay, so how was it living on campus? How was the local area there? Was it susceptible to the new people, to the black people? You know what I'm saying? Because you hear sometimes, what's the school? I forget the name of the school. It's another school in Indiana where they used to be like, man, off campus, you know what I'm saying? Moms getting pulled over, you know what I'm saying? Getting called niggas. How was it outside the local area?
Outside like the college town?
Yeah, like college town. How was that?
I mean, it was like a lot of people from outside of the college town. A lot of them, some of them like kind of migrated from the city for real though. So it felt familiar a little bit. I had some people from the city that moved down there anyway. Like one of my best friends, Mike, he stayed down there. So I had somebody who, you get what I'm saying, that was from the city that I could still connect with. So I mean, but I ain't really experienced like no racial stuff down there for real though. I heard about it, but me personally, I ain't experienced it.
Okay. So you experiencing a culture shock. You got people from all over the world, but you still playing ball. So if you could sum up everything, what was your most favorite part about being able to experience being a D1 football player?
Networking.
Okay, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people who I never burned bridges with. I learned that your first impression means a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's like people still remember me based off that first interaction we had, and they grew up. You feel me? Like they graduated, now they working in like Gucci and stuff like that. Just different connections that you can make with people though. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like coming off like just being genuine, like being open to experience something different and looking for like different experiences, stuff like that.
Okay, that's definitely dope, and I definitely see what you're saying about that, because you know what I'm saying, people with their other majors, you call them now, and they, you know what I'm saying, seated in their positions and whatnot. So before we leave the football, let's just talk about your overall career. How did you think it went? How did you think it ended? And how do you feel about it right now?
Right now, it took me a minute, man, and we get like, I'll talk about that like last. So my overall, I say high school, high school, I had a ball more so because I was with my people. I was with my friends, everything who, you feel me, grew up with, and we was balling together, so that was just fun. College, I think I could have done better. I think I caught on too late because, like I said, there's things I didn't know. You get what I'm saying? Like the importance of staying in the weight room. CPS don't really go. You
really self-govern yourself.
You feel
in
me?
CPS, you know
that's it. They don't really tell you too much about, like they'll tell you like, hey, go to the weight room, but it's not like, you know what I'm saying, not scheduled. Like like programs. When I got to college, people would be telling me like they high school had weight room scheduling and stuff like that. We didn't have that though. Yeah, it'd be more so like that. So when I get there, everybody else big. I'm like, you a freshman too? You with me? Yeah. So I knew I was gonna red shirt going in. So I just felt like there was a lot more I could have did. I could have limited my distractions. and I could have listened more, listen to understand instead of listen to respond.
All right.
Me thinking that I knew stuff though, you get what I'm saying? Even if I did, just shutting up and just knowing like, hey, I still need that playing time for this. You know what I'm saying? But I think it could have been better at Purdue, but I went to UAPB my last year of football. I went to just to get the HBCU experience.
Mm-hmm.
I balled up there though. I had fun up there.
Yeah, HBCU's prime getting them on the map, man. I think they're gonna try to snatch them up to a top 5 pretty soon. But since you mentioned that, let's talk about that real quick. The HBCU experience. How big of a difference was that from the Purdue location? How was it a big difference? Was it? Could you tell it was a HBCU? Like, what was the differences between Purdue and then the HBCU?
Man, we was in the middle of the hood.
Oh, yeah, what was it at?
It was in Pine Bluff. We was in the hood.
That's in Indiana too?
No, that's in Arkansas. It's in Arkansas.
Okay.
Yeah, so Arkansas, Pine Bluff. We was in the hood, man. I had a ball there, dude. I ain't gonna lie to you. I always said, bro, I probably should have went there at least 2 years earlier, though.
Yeah.
But I had a ball down there. Just like the people, like, you know what I'm saying? It's our culture. You know what I'm saying? It's us. We feel comfortable just being who you is. Everything else. I mean, you know, you be who you is regardless, but like,
exactly.
People understand you though. You get what I'm saying? You got more understanding. Just black being around black
More
people though
to relate
in that
to,
setting.
you know
That was hey, come on, mama, go to HBCU. I'm telling y'all, boy, go to HBCU.
Okay. So outside of the football, you know what I'm saying, college is an institution of education. So what was you studying? What was you majoring in? And where has that led you to today?
I graduated my master's in forensic psychology.
Oh, I thought you was finna say forensic. What's the police when they do the crime scenes and stuff? I thought forensic. Some forensic like that.
Like criminal forensic or something like that.
So forensic psychology. Explain to me what that is.
So forensic psychology is like the study of like it's the study of like the mind, like the criminal mind. But that's criminal psychology. So forensic psychology more so like serial killer though. You get what I'm saying? So it started off that way. So I got into it because I had asked a question when I was watching a documentary. You get what I'm saying? That's a random documentary on YouTube. Like, what would make this person do this? You get what I'm saying? And so from there, just me being curious, I started researching more into it. And it's like, I feel like this is something I enjoy learning about. You know what I'm saying? And so after I started learning about it, I learned that a lot of traumatic events that led people to be serial killers usually started in their childhood, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I look around, it's kind of like sometimes that'll be glorified though.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's glorified. Even so much, I know it probably don't be popular to say, but it's serial killers that we know.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
They just using the tools.
Yeah.
They catching bodies, this many bodies. I mean, that's not normal though. You know what I'm saying? That's not a natural thing for us to think. When you're a baby don't come out a serial killer. You know what I'm saying? A baby comes out.
Or to even, you know what I'm saying, do something like that and then, you know what I'm saying, go eat dinner with your family. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me? That's something. So I became curious around like what would make somebody do that. I always say curiosity is the foundation of learning for real. Though.
Exactly. I understand.
So it's like, man, like just trying to check that out though. So.
Okay. So with you being a major in forensic psychology, and I just gotta ask this because you know you probably already knew about like the Jeffrey Dahmers and stuff like that. So when you sit down and see these type of publications or TV shows, are you over analyzing it? Like, man, he this, he that, or even when you just may know somebody in the neighborhood that may be in that certain circle, do you overanalyze everything? Like, man, he probably had this, or I've seen him growing up. You know what I'm saying? He ain't had his mother and his father. Is that something? Are you overanalyzing things now that you a major in that field?
Yeah, in a way I do, cause it's kind of like I know it's factors that come with that though. It's like what happened to him. You know what I'm saying? That'll make somebody have like this mind of wanting to do that though. For real though. And it's like that's why I want to work with the youth though. You know what I'm saying? To catch that. Okay. Before I get farther, I feel like if it could be prevented, or at least try to help them out though. You know what I'm saying? Then that'd be helpful though. And stuff like that.
Okay, so so did you graduate college? Did you finish? You got everything that you went for? Okay, so now that you done with college, right out of college, did you immediately start working with the youth, or what was that? Did you go straight into a specific job in your area? What was right after college like?
Man, right after college, so like what I was saying earlier, like it was an adjustment. Like I don't think people really, if you didn't play college football or any college sport, you get what I'm saying, that the transition from college to real life is different, bro. I'm telling you, like real life, bro, like it's a hard thing, because it's like if I'm doing something all my life, that's all I know.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And then you hand me a piece of paper and tell me go ahead and go and live life.
Right.
I never had a job before. I don't know how to interview. I don't know how to pay bills. So it's an adjustment. Now I got to catch on to things. And so I get confused because I'm so used to having a mindset of like doing things a certain way. And so it's like, all right, it's a confusion of people going. I know people that went into depression. I was one. You get what I'm saying? Like,
it kind of sound like how like people be when they come home from the army, you know what I'm saying? When they was in RTC, all high school, then they went to Navy or Army or something, then went to overseas, then they come back home and they kind of like they don't feel like what to do. So right after college, what was your first job then, and what was that experience like?
My first job, I was a carpet salesman, man, at Empire. Oh, yeah. I worked there for about a month. I figured that wasn't me for real early. Then after that, I was a bouncer at this club.
I can see that.
Up north, I was there for a little bit. I had fun up there. Then from there, I did armed security at this school. And after that, I started working for a juvenile. Just cause then that's when I started getting to school. So because I was in school and I wanted to work directly with that type of population, I started working with a juvenile. I stayed there for 3 years. Then from there, I was a group therapist. I was a group therapist with this company, Children's Home and Aid, and we'd go around all the CPS schools talking to the kids and stuff like that. And now I'm here.
Okay. So before we get into the youth, let me just ask you about your security guard and bouncer career. What was that like? What was that experience like? Because I always used to be like, man, I don't know if I could do it, because if it's a certain type of situation going on, I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? So what was that experience? Did you ever have to deal with any tricky situations, or was it for the most part, you know what I'm saying, people was cool?
I mean, it was cool for the most part, but it would be some people would try to, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
If you look like, you feel me?
Some people just don't care about
Some
nothing.
people
they
just
don't care about how big
it.
you is, if
none
you got
of
a blick, none of that. So
none of that. Me personally, I ain't never been through it, but I wasn't gonna put myself in nothing like that anyway.
Yeah.
If you came with a blick, I'm cool. You got it.
Yeah.
No,
I just had to ask that,
good.
because Chicago, you hear a lot of stories about security guards, you know what I'm saying, going above and beyond. Sometimes they even lose their life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
I ain't one of those.
That's just something I always thought about it, because I consider, you know what I'm saying, being security, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. But just as me, as far as putting my life on the line for the public at large, you know what I'm saying, for a party, I'm running with y'all, man. You know
I'm telling you,
yeah. Okay. So let's get into the youth aspect, man. So a lot of people, we all surrounded by the youth, you know what I'm saying, but it take a special kind of person to take them into consideration, their growth and development, you know what I'm saying. How did that start? Was it strictly based off, you know what I'm saying, you knew the need, or was you introduced to it? How did you working directly with the youth start and begin?
Really, like, just branching out from school for real though. And I really didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I got to a point of me, you feel me, having that problem with just transitioning to life for real though. So I really had to set a foundation for real, and I think my foundation started from belief. You get what I'm saying? So really, so much of just getting in tune with God though. You get what I'm saying? Like really figuring out like spirituality though. Like really finding myself in that though. And from there, I don't think many people will believe me, but a lot of the thoughts that I had, like creating a curriculum for the youth, it wasn't for me though. You know what I'm saying? I really felt like it was No, I don't feel like I know it was though. You know what I'm saying? It was sent to my head to be translated down to paper. You know what I'm saying? I asked God for my purpose.
Right.
And everything else started coming after that. You know what I'm saying? And it really happened because of just starting out with school for real though. And just working at the juvenile. Just seeing they situations, like it be like little things that I know I've been introduced or I probably learned on my own or just by researching it that they could use, and so just giving it to them though. Like, oh, all you need is game. Right. That's it. You just need to know. You don't know how to handle yourself in certain situations. Like, I know a big one is learning how to respond when you feel disrespected. That's one thing that I wanted to emphasize on that with them. And so much of just realizing like it's guidance though. You know what I'm saying? The lack of guidance.
Okay. Now, growing up in the 90s, early 2000s, we was bad. But these kids now, some of them is bad. You know what I'm saying? So how do you get through to a kid? You know what I'm saying? So you say something to a kid and they tell you to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So what type of tools did you use, you know what I'm saying, to get through to certain kids, and what barriers did you have to break? Did you have to break any barriers personally as far as like socializing or being able to connect with kids? Was that something you was always good at?
Yeah. Like that's been something natural to me, like connecting with the kids. And it'd be more so of me knocking my pride down as a man, and sometimes just going down to their level and bringing them up for real though. Speaking their language though, where they understand, like even so much of like the little terms that they use. You know what I'm saying? Like speaking to them that and showing them that, you know what I'm saying, like it's genuine. Because just like any other human, people can feel when you genuine. You know what I'm saying? They can feel when you like real, or when you got bad intentions for them or something like that. So it's more so, I think it's so much of that, and it's so much of me sharing what I'm doing. I don't have something because I know I spotted that it's important for them to, that they like things for real. They like materialistic things. They like saying if it's gonna work. You get what I'm saying? So I tell them like, hey, I'm a therapist. I do this. I do that. I got this company and stuff like that. And so they see it can work. So now they wouldn't have listened to you. You get what I'm saying? And even so much as just being myself and just giving them game about things and stuff like that. So, and they talk to each other as well. So
right, true. And he real dude. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So is it just young men? Is it men and girls? And is it a difference between relating to the two?
I say the girls, the younger girls, they more so open to like the emotional aspect. Okay. It take a little minute for the young men because it's not the popular thing to do, to be emotional and stuff like that. But once they see, it's usually one thing I do like, and I seen it frequently all the time. Once like the strongest of them in the room start speaking, everybody else will get comfortable. Right. And they chopping it up. So it's usually like, you can usually spot out who that is because they'll probably be the most quiet, or they'll kind of be like, all right, yeah, y'all, woo, woo. Once they say something, you see everybody else raising their hands and stuff like that. But they all are interested in it. And they real wise too. They wise. And I think sometimes we talk to them like they kids and they don't know better when they've been exposed to so much. Yeah. I feel like the average lifespan of a 13-year-old is like the 30-year-old in the 90s. They got ops for real at school. Like y'all got, that's crazy.
That's why I always say that these kids, they a little bit smarter than us, man, than we was. You know what I'm saying? I know my 6-year-old daughter would have met me at 6. You know what I'm saying? I would have been probably slow to her. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the exposure. They got the iPads, the phones. You know what I'm saying? It starts a lot earlier, just being able to be exposed to the world. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as even as the people finding their sexuality. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know nothing about dykes, excuse me if that's not the proper term, but or gay people till I got to high school. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And now all this stuff, you got people in grammar school saying they think they something else. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely see where you coming from with that.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna, I say, man, I think some things shouldn't be exposed to kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Let them be kids, man, and let them figure that out as they grow. Like it'll be I don't know. I guess it'll be something natural for them because like if it's forced, that's like I feel like that's pushing the agenda for real though.
It is.
That's just me.
It is. Yeah. It is. Especially it's a lot of things we can go on and on about it that they try to force on the kids. You know what I'm saying? Especially. And even though the music is culture, a lot of it, but a lot of it is, you know what I'm saying, kill, fuck your bitch, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, kill your brother, you know what I'm saying,
right.
and that ain't the best way, especially for in the inner city, you know what I'm saying, for the only thing for a kid to be exposed, like you said, 13-year-old having ops, you know what I'm saying, that ain't even something you should be worried about.
Playing video games, chasing legs,
exactly,
or something. That's
you know
crazy.
what I'm saying, we playing hide and seek,
right.
shit, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
So. Yeah, it's definitely a culture shock just from then into now. So you working with the youth, man. You got your thing going on. As an overall, you know what I'm saying, you talked about connecting with the youth. What would you have to say be the most fulfilling part about what you do? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, what makes you feel good the most about exactly what you do?
Just the clarity they get. The clarity and them wanting to. And them admitting, I love when a kid come to me and he or she tells me like, hey, to be honest, I do want to do this though, but I just don't know how to get into it.
Right.
In my head, I be like, you could have just said that, but then I understand like the pressure that they under and stuff like the peer pressure and stuff like that. Or even so much of them not even having exposure to it.
Right.
So them wanting to make a change, but just not knowing how. And that's doable, that's fixable, that's something we can look up together. We can figure out together. We get resources for you to figure out how to do it though. You know what I'm saying? And just them getting clarity for real though. Like that'd be big for me. Like, so this is what it is. And then helping them just transitioning into like mindsets though.
Okay. Let me ask you this: with you've been to different places, working in different areas, and you being from the inner city, do you think that the inner city kids are kind of at a disadvantage, you know what I'm saying, because you're speaking on the exposure, and I had my daughter in gymnastics, you know what I'm saying, but I had to take her to next door to Oak Park, you know what I'm saying, and get her involved in the gymnastics. So do you feel like kids in the inner city are at a disadvantage as far as resources, or is it just a lack of research?
Definitely the resources. The resources, it's like it's a big difference. Like, look at our facilities though, like our basketball courts we got. You get what I'm saying? The different things, like some of these stuff ain't been worked on since we was shorties, bro. Like, and it's crazy. And then you go out to the burbs and you see brand new backboards or brand new bleachers and stuff like that. Skate parks, you get what I'm saying? It's exposure to different resources. We don't even have programs. Well, okay, so I had a meeting at a school called CYDI. It's out south. That's a nice school. I like that school because they got classes for construction, got acting classes, music classes, teach you how to make video games, 3D, and it's like, it's not being publicized though. Like, I'm not sure if they, like, somebody ain't been promoting them.
Heard of that.
You get what I'm saying? Right. They ain't nobody been promoting them, and they got especially all these resources out south. It's on 78th and Union. Okay. 78th and Union. And we going through the building, the lady showing us a tour. It's like they got all these classes for everything. You get what I'm saying? It's like, this is what we need though. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, and I always feel like I had something against, I ain't gonna say something against, I always feel like the school systems could do better. Cause for one, they give the kids tests, and when they fail tests, that knocks down their confidence. When tests in life is to make you better. You learn from tests in life. You get what I'm saying? And even so much of like, if you see that a kid is strong in one area, why not have that kid building, you feel me, continues to build on that. You get what I'm saying? So I always feel like the school system can work on that though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this person is good with his hands, put him in things that'll be good with his hands. You feel me? Because most of everything in this world is built with your hands though. You feel me? So it's like, that's what that is, and that's why they fail. They don't put them in their stronger areas though.
Okay. So, and like you said, a lot of things, and even back in the days, a little bit before us, you know what I'm saying, trades was a big part of being in school, you know what I'm saying? They took all that stuff out, you know what I'm saying? You could go to school in high school and do HVAC and carpentry and stuff like that. So, you touched on the facilities like that, but other than that, what do you think CPS lacks and they can do better, you know what I'm saying, to help the youth?
Getting proper resources to help the youth. And when I say proper, right? So the job I was working at, right? I'm no longer with them. And I would say frequently, so it was a curriculum that they use for like mental health. It was, and I expressed that I don't think the curriculum was for black kids though. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't made like that. It wasn't like, so like the things we talked about, either they knew already, it was basic, or it was something that they couldn't relate to. You know what I'm saying? So I decided to create a curriculum myself. You know what I'm saying? So I created a curriculum with 5 lessons, and then at the end I have a transition plan. So I want to, at the end of this, as well as the youth, I want to help adults transitioning out of jail. So I'm going to help them transition out of jail, and from that we're going to learn how to develop a belief system. We're going to learn how to learn process of elimination. What do you need to eliminate that got you in the position right now? You get what I'm saying? Then we're going to learn about replacement. To eliminate something, if you eliminate something and you don't replace it with nothing, you're going to go back to it. So what you need to replace it with, you get what I'm saying? Then resources, opportunities, and just different things, purpose, learning purpose for real though. And how could you feel like you contributing to our community, to society for real though?
Okay. So, and is that what you got going on now? Your own curriculum? And before we get more into that, how do you doing what you do, you know what I'm saying, provide the answers to them questions, you know what I'm saying, like the resources and the research? Is that something that you do yourself? Is you connecting with other programs outside of yourself to be, oh, so you into this, let me connect you with this? How do you connect the dots as far as that?
Networking. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't care who it is. I'm gonna call you. I didn't call Chase Bank, all them. I call anybody and I ask them. Worst thing they could tell me is no. Somebody gonna say yes. All I need is one yes to start off the dot connecting. You get what I'm saying? Once you can see what I can do, we get in the room, you see what I have to offer. I'm confident that this is gonna work. And so it's like, if they see that and they feel like that's what it is, then that's what we're gonna do. But other than that, as far as like answers, as like resourcing, just remember, like I said, just networking, building, having a good first impression when you meet people. Like I worked a small job at a factory job, and it was through a temp agency, and I still connect with the guy, and I told him about the program. So whenever you're ready for the transition program for the inmates, when they come out of jail, let me know so we can get them jobs as soon to get them money. You get what I'm saying? Because you need money as a man to like stay afloat. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Weekly pay, right? For real though. So it's like that can be that, and then as long. Then I also plan on doing therapy sessions with them though. You get what I'm saying? Because it's things that we can get over. So just stuff like that. And providing the answers. Most of the answers I got, like to speak to people, really don't come from me. On everything I love, I promise it come from God, bro. It really do. I can hear from him. I can't explain how. I don't know why.
It's wisdom, man.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So
wisdom, faith. So, okay, let's get into what you got going on now. What's the name of it? Did it birth strictly out of you being at the old job and noticing where they lacked? And did they not receive your recommendations too well? And he was like, man, I'd rather just go do my own thing? Or how did you birth what you got now? What's the name of it again?
It's called ICFS, Initiatingchangeforself.
Okay.
It's a consultancy agency. Yeah, so when I first brought it up that I ain't think really that the curriculum worked for black kids, you feel me? People, I guess it was taken wrong. You get what I'm saying? And it's kind of like when people tell you just be direct, be honest. I think they apply that to themselves. But when you be direct and you be honest, it may be an issue. You get what I'm saying? And so from there, it's pretty much like what you said though. It's like something I was noticing, like they not getting it. The kids wouldn't be engaging, and so it's like it was an issue because I was kind of like putting my own, not adding my own, but like kind of making it in a way where it was engaging for the kids to really listen to it and more so connect to our community. You know what I'm saying? Our culture, what we can relate to. And so I got to a point, it's like, if it's this easy and it's something that I'm noticing naturally, you feel me? I might as well do something about it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what it was. It was like just noticing, like from all my experiences from like the juvenile, like noticing like the stuff that I went to school for, then looking what's in front of me. You get what I'm saying? I felt like it was just something like God's just leading me to though. Okay. Everything happened for a reason, so that's what that was.
Okay. So before you created it, did you create the curriculum first? Where did you learn to create a curriculum? Was it from the old job? And how do you insert yourself into these places of need? Are you just going knocking at the doors of juvenile, sending emails? How do you insert yourself to these kids that need? How do you do that?
So the development of the curriculum, it was in April. I had my cousin up, and he was telling me, he was like, man, he was like, you could start your own thing. Like you really like, he's like you really good. Cause sometimes like when I do something, I don't never notice like my works until I sit back, and I go forth so much that I don't get a chance to really sit back sometime and look over it. So he was just telling me that, and I had one of those moments to sit back. And as soon as he said that, I went to Walmart, and I had big ass sheets of white paper, posted them all around my room, and it was like stuff was just coming to me, bro, like in my head, like, you know what I'm saying, like, and I felt it in my heart, and it was just there. And so the curriculum got developed, like not even based off my last job, just based off like just pure intuition, like pure intention for real. I think it's always been inside of me. It just took that moment for real. But once I got that developed, like I came up with 4 sessions, and then I added a 5th session like about 2 months ago. I added the transitioning part.
Okay.
Transitioning into from where you at into society. But as far as like getting the curriculum out, pushing the curriculum, I call people, I email them. Like, only thing they can tell me is no. Somebody gonna say yeah, and then they gonna come back asking. Okay. They gonna come back.
So what has the reception been like? You know what I'm saying? After you work with a certain group, what's the type of feedback and input have you been getting back from it?
It's been so far I really haven't had as much as I would like, but I understand that's the process of it. But it's been all good. It's been all good. That's more so of people just asking me, referring me to different agencies and stuff like that. Just ask me what can they do to help me get this out more. You know what I'm saying? Because our youth need it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So and I know we've been talking about you a lot and the networking, but is you a one-man team? Is it do you got people that you directly work with that's a part of your business as well, or is it just you?
Right now it's just me. I'm doing everything, but I do have a plan. I already have on sheet, and it's like the people who I do have, I'm gonna develop a smaller team to start out with. So until I can get like funding and stuff like that to pay them, you get what I'm saying? I was just doing it, but I do have like three to 4 people right now that if I ask them, they'll do anything for me though. So I have them. I do have a staff on paper that I'm going to hire, and from there I really want to provide jobs for like everybody I know. Anybody that need a job, you get what I'm saying, that's struggling, and we can make money together, let's do it. I want to be able to help not only with this business. I want this to start out to, this can be what it is, but even so much branching off that can help everybody. Everybody.
Okay. So obviously this is the inception. You know what I'm saying? ICFS. You know what I'm saying? So what's your overall vision for it? What's the goal? You know what I'm saying? When you sit back and you able to chill and take a day off because everybody running it, what is it gonna look like?
I want to get it out to like state to state though.
Okay.
I mean, starting here, you know what I'm saying? That's the origin, that's the root. So just starting it out and teaching people the curriculum to work with the kids with it and keep developing the curriculum. So right now we got like 5 sessions. I want to make another 5. You get what I'm saying? Because time's gonna change right now. You get what I'm saying? Time's gonna change, and so adjusting to those times and staying connected with the youth. You get what I'm saying? Like really staying in the street and just knowing like what's going on. You get what I'm saying? So we can figure out how to help for real though. So that's being consistent with that, teaching people how to teach the kids. You get what I'm saying? Working with the kids and just staying on that. So eventually we can, build us a dynasty though. You know what I'm saying? Like us being capable of what we know we can be. You feel me? Like black excellence.
Yeah.
We can't do that though.
Yeah,
we can't do that. We just gotta see it and keep going.
Okay, man. Before I get you out here, I got a couple more questions for you before I let you go. Okay, so with you running your own business, do you what is your support system like as far as, you know what I'm saying, your friends, your family? Do they support what you doing? Do they recommend you to other places and stuff? What's your media support system like?
My support system smooth. I know I can name off the top of my girl. She really support me for real though. She heavy with the support. My moms, all my people though. Like whatever, it's kind of like whatever I need though. It's like if they can understand like what I'm doing, they with it though.
Yeah.
But like if it's in the room, if they're in the room with somebody and it comes up like with what I do or somebody need it, then yeah, like even so much like we just went to Arizona and my uncle, you feel me, he wanted me to chop it up with my little cousins and stuff like that. So even just utilize me. I want that though. If you feel like your kid needs somebody to talk to, come chop it up with me. I got you. I don't care. I'm not gonna charge you or nothing because we need that though.
Yeah.
Why would I charge you and I know you need help? That's bogus. You feel me? So it's like just genuinely just like helping the youth out. That's literally my purpose here on earth for real though. Like,
and that's something else I meant to ask you too. Are you, you know what I'm saying, counseling your direct, you know what I'm saying, cousins, little brothers and stuff like that? And are they always receptive, or is that are they always receptive because y'all family, or is it sometimes you gotta break walls and barriers with them as well?
I say it'll be more so the kids always receptive. It'd be more so the adults. You get what I'm saying? Because, you know, they stuck in their ways. Right. That's why I like working with kids, though. But more so it's like the adults, they want to hear it, but they want to hear it the way that they want to hear it, though. You get what I'm saying? Instead of that. But that's a little bit tougher, like working with the adults. And, don't nobody want to be told. Like,
all right, they've been doing something wrong, but might not have been doing it the right way, or they could do it better. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it ain't. Well, they don't think their situation is what it is in their head. They feel like they victimizing themselves, and sometimes they may be the problem. And if you bring that up to them, it's an issue, or you going against them. So now they kind of like. So I'm kind of like. It depends on who it is. I ask, like, when somebody called me with an issue, I ask them, like, do you want to vent or you want advice? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll listen to you.
Is that what's the big difference between that? You know what I'm saying? Because for somebody in your situation, I can assume that it'd be hard to just listen to somebody vent without giving advice because you got so much game. You know what I'm saying? So is that something that you could honestly do? Is just listen to somebody vent, or is that something you also been training to do?
I think that just come natural. I love listening. Like, I'd rather listen than speak though. Like, I speak when I have to speak, but I kind of like keep everything in. Like, I just learn. But as far as like venting and advice, I say it can be like I ask them like, if you've done venting, do you want advice now? You get what I'm saying? Because some people literally just want to just talk. They just want to talk to somebody that's not gonna tell their business. You feel me? Like sometimes. And one thing I learned, like sometimes when you let people talk, they kind of know they kind of know the solution to their own problems. They just have to say it, and it's like they got to be comfortable enough saying it, for real though. So that's what it be.
All right, man. Before I let you go, you touched on the some form of prison reform and having work opportunities for people coming out of jail. Is that just for youth, or is that for grown people as well?
That's especially for grown people.
Okay.
But that'll probably be sometime in the near future though. Okay. It'll be sometime in the near future. I still want to get off the ground of with the youth.
Okay. So I understand that, but just to get to what you thinking about that on that, what is it about working with adults that you think you would be able to help on? Because you know a lot of adults, especially men coming out of jail, you know what I'm saying, thinking they know it all. And for a lot of them, it's a revolving door. You know what I'm saying? So, and for some of them, it's even cool. You know what I'm saying? I done seen somebody on their way to jail, like, man, I can do my time. You know what I'm saying? Like, chilling. So, what is it that you think you can do or offer differently to maybe help people in that situation?
I more so say it's kind of easy to go back to something if you don't have nothing to replace it with. That's like, true. You get what I'm saying? So like helping them transition, even so much of giving them the option. All right, like you're a grown man, so you're going to make your decision. But if you don't have a decision to make, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
then it could be more so easier.
Or if you feel like you only got that one decision,
right? You feel
go
me?
back. The only way I can make money is sell drugs.
The only way, you know what I'm saying. So giving them options, you know what I'm saying, and showing them that it is way. And then even so much of using just who I am and using my networking to help give them opportunities to provide like opportunities for themselves for real though. So I feel like it could be beneficial to a lot of adult men who want to change though. I say the ones who want to change though, cause some of them may have experiences where they're like, damn, I got off with that. I can't believe it. You
Right.
feel me? But some may be like, hey, that's what it is. That's what it was. So it all depends on the person though. All I can do is just be there. You feel me?
All right, man. I know I see you can't keep saying before I let you go, but before I let you go, real quick, man, because I think what you're doing is real honorable. I think a lot of people listening, watching this could use your services. But for the people who still, you know what I'm saying, maybe stuck in their ways or think they can do it all, just lead the people with some free game for some people who may be working with some kids that need some talking to, that need some help, that need some support, that need some encouragement. If you could just get them a minute of some free game, what would it be?
I say for a couple points, man. I say for the first one, learn to listen and understand instead of listen to respond. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we're not always right. Nobody is ever too old to not learn. You get what I'm saying? And knowing that working with kids are sponges. So whatever you give to them, they gonna soak in that game. So being mindful of the type of game that you give. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes you can give game from being trauma-led or being intuition-led. You feel me? So just knowing the difference of that, being humble as well. Being humble, learning how to respond to disrespect. That's major. You know what I'm saying? Because like I always say to the kids, the story of the puppet master. You feel me? Like if I can, like let's say somebody was right here and I'll be like, hey, watch this, watch I blow Moe.
Right.
And I say something to you and you give me the response that I'm looking for. I'm the puppet master.
Right.
I control your emotions.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I control you feel me? So it's like being mindful of the puppet masters though. And it's like how do you cut the strings from a puppet master? Focusing on the facts, for real though. Like if somebody say you a bitch and you know you're not a bitch, why would you respond to that? You get what I'm saying? You giving them some type of relevancy.
Right.
You feel me? That's not relevant because I know who I am. So who are you to tell me that? Like if I told Jay-Z he was broke, he gonna look at me like, boy, you a goofy, go ahead on. You feel me? So
Right.
something like that. So I just say just be mindful of learning how to control emotions for real though. For real, like controlling your emotions, just being you and be you authentically. You know what I'm saying? You gonna find your lane and trust in God for real though. Go to God about everything, man. That's the source of it all.
All right, man.
For sure.
I definitely appreciate your time. You out here doing real honorable work.
Appreciate
So
it.
for the listeners and whoever may be watching, where could they hit you up to get your help, to acquire your services, to share your information with somebody who may need it? How can they do that?
You can find me on Facebook, Johnny Daniels, my full name. I'm on Instagram, ICFS Consultancy. You can email me at initiatingchangeforself@gmail.com, or you could just inbox me in either one of those, and you can get my number. We can chop it up and do work.
All right, man. Appreciate you for coming through. I definitely understand how valuable time is for somebody in your situation, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. That shit. It's a lot of people doing shit that ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? What you doing, especially at a young age, man, is real honorable. Keep going, man. And I hope to have you back soon when everything is more up and running and into fruition, man. So appreciate your time. Take it easy.
For sure.